Ricky Cruz sounds off today on SICW Wrestling Explosion. Hello, I'm Larry Matisick. Ricky wanted his own time, no questions and no interruptions. Now Ricky claims he can say what he really feels. This should be interesting. Plus, Gary Jackson and Heath Hatton, top contenders for the Classic Championship, are in action. Jackson takes on newcomer Mallaki Matthews, and well-regarded Matt Cage makes his debut against Hatton. It's a busy day on SICW Wrestling Explosion. Ricky Cruz is up in a few moments. Once more, the exciting 2013 season proved that the Gateway Grizzlies are an important part of the St. Louis and Metro East sports scene. Every game is fun for fans of all ages, hustling and hard-hitting. The Grizzlies always provide plenty of bang for the buck. In addition, the GCS ballpark is the perfect place to enjoy baseball. The organization, the facility, part of our community. Baseball is America's game, and the Gateway Grizzlies do it right. Keep in touch with new developments. Go to gatewaygrizzlies.com.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
Don't adjust your television. Yes, it's me, it's Ricky Cruz. I had to invite a crew, a camera guy, a sound guy, a light guy to my house so I can't let people know what's going on with SICW at my own expense, I might add. Herb, you're misinforming the people. You're telling them I'm going crazy, I'm becoming the bad guy of SICW. Sir, you know you're lying. You know what's going on. But I'll let the people know since I'm buying this time and I can say whatever I want. Herb, since I started in SICW, I've been doing whatever you wanted. You wanted me to sign autographs, you wanted me to talk to kids, you wanted me to do everything a good guy is supposed to do. I did it. I did my job. I was undefeated for more than anybody else in the history of SICW. As soon as you got your new pets, your new guys that you want to brought up and you want to make a name with them, you put me to the side. Undefeated a year and a half. I lost the belt in the most controversial way and I don't get a chance to get back what's mine. You go in an interview, in a camera, and say that I have to climb the ladder once again. Herb, look around. I've been everywhere. I've beaten everyone. You think I really have to climb a ladder? If I had to climb a ladder to get to the belt in SICW, the ladder would be like this tall. Now, last show, you put Chess Wetson, which I'm not going to take anything away from you, my friend. You're a great, great wrestler. But you pay the price of what Herb is doing. And from now on, Herb, everything that happens in SICW, it's going to be your fault, your responsibility. Now let's talk about a little bit about your new champ. Your new champ, since he got the belt goes from his waist in SICW to the trunk of his car. When I had the belt was defended in Puerto Rico a bunch of times, pay-per-views. It went to New York, it went to Chicago, it went everywhere in the country. I was putting the company's name out there. What happens now? Nobody even remembers the company because of your actions and what you're doing. I'm helping you. A champion must look like a champion. A nice suit, nice shirt, not a Goodwill shirt and broken jeans. My God. A champ. You know what? Not even a champ. A wrestler makes the belt, makes the company. I made your company. I bleed and sweat to make your company something. And now I'm paying for it. Now you want to put Jake Durden in the position that I had and give him a chance for the belt? Jake Durden went to Japan and beat some wrestlers, beat Mr. Miyagi, beat Voltron, he beat Godzilla? I don't even care who you beat, dude. I'm the best in the Midwest and I'm gonna prove it. You wanna take my place? You'll have to earn it. But you'll get your chance to earn that if you can. Herb, I'm letting you know, you're responsible for everything that is gonna happen from now on. I'm the best in the Midwest. I'm gonna prove it and you better get ready for the consequences of your actions.
The sensational new book by Larry Matisic is on sale now. The 50 Greatest Professional Wrestlers of All Time, The Definitive Shoot. Who was the best and why? Who's not on the list and why not? It's a fun read with tales of the greatest and those who were close. Get the inside stories about pro wrestling. Remember, Larry's other books, Wrestling at the Chase, Brody, and Drawing Heat the Hard Way, are available too. And get the hot bestseller now, The 50 Greatest Professional Wrestlers of All Time. This is the one that every wrestling fan needs.
For the best deal on pre-owned cars and trucks, check out King Auto Sales in Cahokia, Illinois. Buy here, pay here. It doesn't get easier than that. Easy terms and financing on the spot for the best deals on all makes and models of pre-owned cars and trucks. You can't beat King Auto Sales, 2915 Camp Jackson Road, Cahokia, Illinois. That's King Auto Sales in Cahokia, where the customer comes first. Phone 337-7050.
It's Heath Hatton against Matt Cage. Matt Cage making his debut in SICW in the pale green tights against Heath Hatton, who's certainly been right at the top of the list in the recent activities. He's fighting to stay there. Matt Cage has quite a reputation throughout the Midwest. We've heard a lot of things about him, and I guess we're going to find out how much of it's true. Matt Cage, a little feint towards the legs of Heath Hatton. Hatton takes a lot to get him off unnerved. He has a real good mind to that ring. He stays calm, he stays cool, he stays collected. Of course, that's because he can do a lot of good wrestling and he can get in the air. High flying. Heath Hatton twisting out of that headlock with a wrist lock on Cage. Into the side headlock by Heath Hatton. Cage tries to bounce Hatton off the ropes, now holds him there. The referee, Keith Smith Jr., wants a clean break. And he gets it. Oh, no, he didn't quite get it. First a shoulder into the midsection, then a headbutt by Cage. And a drop kick that didn't make it because Hatton put on the brakes. Cage thought it did land. Whoa, that drop kick landed by Heath Hatton. Cage tried to drop kick Hatton. Hatton felt it coming, put on the brakes, was able to stop just in time, but that didn't happen for Cage. Cage got a drop kick right in the mouth, and now he's catching some punches right in the jaw. The crowd counting with Heath Hatton, a popular figure wherever he goes. Hatton grabs the head. And another blast, and down goes Matt Cage. Heath Hatton making sure right now that Matt Cage, who has a reputation as a tough guy and a rough guy, knows Heath Hatton's not going to put up with just too much. A chin lock. No, it's not a sleeper. He's putting it on differently, and that's a hold that requires a lot of work to learn and to master the sleeper hold. But that headlock is working for Heath Hatton. Cage didn't want to stay in it very long, and nice move by Cage. He grabbed the tights of Hatton and flung him head first into the turnbuckle. Ouch. That one hurt Hatton, and Cage already has an advantage with that kick to the head. Cage yells at Hatton. Another kick to the head by Matt Cage. They say he's cocky. They say he's arrogant. Well, right now he's already doing a lot of moving around pretty good in this early moments of a battle between Matt Cage and Heath Hatton. Cage tells the crowd to shut up. I'm going to bury your guy. We'll see about that. If he does, Matt Cage is going to be right at the top of the list for a crack at the Classic title. You can count on that. Hey, and speaking of the Classic title, what a match that was March 22nd between the title holder Iron Man Ken Casa and the challenger Jake Durden. That was some battle. Almost 37 minutes they were in that ring. 2 out of 3 falls. Some controversy as to the finish with a count out and a DQ against Jake Durden as Cage goes for a pin after an elbow drop. Hatton kicks out. That was a tremendous battle. The title's still with Casa, and Herb Simmons, the promoter, has to make some decisions about who gets the next chance at Ken Casa, the Classic Wrestling Champion, on April 26th at the East Carondelet Community Center. And hey, speaking of the East Carondelet Community Center, look at that building. It's packed one more time. Every seat taken, folks standing along the back row. Look at that. A happy crowd, all ages, young, old, and they're having a great time watching Matt Cage and Heath Hatton battle it out. Arm whip to the ropes. Oh, Cage outsmarted Hatton there. Oh, nice move by Cage as he slams Hatton backwards. Count of 1, 2, and that was close. A little bit early, you wouldn't think it would happen that quickly, but I think Cage surprised Heath Hatton enough, which is unusual because Heath knows his wrestling. He was shaken up quite badly by that attack from Matt Cage. Cage is a handful. There's no question about that. You can see it already. He's in shape. He's quick. He's tough. He's got some moves. Let's see what happens here. Oh, Hatton goes down. Oh, into the STF. Into the STF. That's a hold that was developed actually by Lou Thez of all things. They say it's a new hold. Well, Lou Thez developed it back in the 1980s for one of the Japanese wrestlers. You see John Cena use it now and then. And you see sometimes Daniel Bryan using a version of it for WWE. Hatton moves in on Cage. Hatton pounding on Cage. Arm whip across the ring. And then an elbow smash from Matt Cage into Hatton. A flying kick from Matt Cage. And Cage says, hey, how'd you like that? Here we go. He covers. Thinks he might have a pin. At 2, Heath Hatton kicks out. Hey, I'll give Matt Cage something there. I'll give him credit for something. A lot of the covers you see nowadays are really sloppy. They cover the hips. They cover one leg. They cover one shoulder. Then they wonder why the guy kicks out. What Matt Cage did there was basic wrestling number 101. He actually covered both shoulders with all his weight. That's the way you try to get a pin if you're not exactly sure the man's down. Matt Cage did just the right thing. And now he hooks up the head of Heath Hatton. At any rate, as we go back to Durden and Casa, Durden certainly proved that he's one of the top contenders for the crown. He wants another title shot, and he may well deserve it. A lot of things going on. Flash Flanagan, I know, will be back on April the 26th. Lots of things going on, and we'll know more about what, why, how, and when next week on SICW Wrestling Explosion. Cage comes off the ropes, runs into a couple of clotheslines. Cage misses a clothesline. Double clothesline by Heath Hatton. Hatton moves around. Beautiful work going into the reverse neck breaker. Nicely done by Heath Hatton. He hooks the leg and gets over the shoulders. Also a good way to make a pin by Heath Hatton. He took the legs, brought them up in the air so the weight of the hips were up over Cage's shoulders. Made it harder for Cage to kick out, but Cage did kick out. Cage into the air. Oh ho, he tried to get behind Hatton. That didn't work, but Matt Cage still escapes. Pushes Hatton into the corner. Back flipped over the top rope. Shoulder block into the stomach of Heath Hatton by Matt Cage. Where is he going? He's flying all over the ropes. Whoa, tries to come up with the Fez press, but Hatton catches him. Sidewalk slam, count of 1, 2, and Cage kicks out of it at 2. Good moves all the way around. Cage doing some great work. Hatton doing some great work. There were no mistakes there. There were only good moves. Quick thinking. Different ways to attack from both Matt Cage and Heath Hatton. That was really a good description of new school wrestling if you wanted to see it right there as they were flying around. Oh, kick to the chin after the noggin of himself, of Matt Cage, was driven into the chin of Heath Hatton. Hatton now into the air. Hatton slips away. He catches with a spear. A spear on Matt Cage. A try for a pin after the spear by Heath Hatton. But once again, Cage kicks free. Pretty tough bird, isn't this Matt Cage? Hey, he's hanging in there well against a leading contender for the Classic Championship. Somebody who's been in main events in SICW and has earned them every time out. Ooh, smart move by Cage. A kick right into the kneecap. Oh, that was smart. Slows Hatton down, took him off his feet. Gives Cage a chance to put Hatton back up in the air. Where is he going? F5 maybe? No, oh, takeoff on the go to sleep. The kind of 1, 2, almost 2, and Hatton gets away. Kind of a takeoff on the move that CM Punk does. He didn't get him with the knee, caught him with probably with the forearm or the palm of his hand. I wasn't really sure. You couldn't tell quite which. It happened so fast. Small package by Heath Hatton going for a pin on Cage. Both men trying to get quick pins now. A lot of things happening in that ring. Hard to keep up with the action, but the fans are loving it, and they're clapping for Heath Hatton against Matt Cage. Hatton waiting for Cage to get to the air, charge into the corner. Made a mistake, he missed. Once more, Cage takes Hatton up, throws him down. He was thinking about that go-to-sleep move again. Didn't work. They end up trading blows, some punches. Oh, and then the knee driven into the jaw of Heath Hatton. And that one really hurt. It knocked Hatton all the way out of the ring. Hatton badly stunned. Look at him, he's down on the floor. He caught that knee right in the jaw. You could be hurting pretty badly after a move like that by Matt Cage. Matt Cage making an early impression here on the SICW, folks. And I'm sure everybody, the hierarchy of SICW, paying a lot of attention, saying, hey, this kid's pretty good. He's living up to his reputation, and he's got a lot of reputation. Hatton yanks himself into the ring at the count of 9, just beating that count of 10. Cage says, didn't you get to 10? Keith Smith Jr. says, no, I got the 9. He just missed getting a count-out victory. Matt Cage says, take a look at this guy's jaw. He's hurting right now. I'm going to make him hurt more, says Matt Cage. Another kick into the sternum, into the chest of Heath Hatton by Matt Cage. Heath Hatton now really having trouble regaining his bearings. All because of that blast to the jaw he took from the knee of Matt Cage. Cage waiting to Hatton to get into position. He wanted to come down with that what do they call it? I can't remember. Cracker Jack, snack, whatever it is. He had a move he was looking for, but Hatton blocked it. Shame on me for not remembering. And then Hatton scored with his own move, which was a version of the pedigree that Triple H uses. Nice move by Heath Hatton. He caught Matt Cage just at the right moment. Not always so easy to do, especially with these guys flying around the ring. That was one darn good match, and Matt Cage certainly showed he belongs.
Unique and affordable gifts and collectibles on the internet are available at the Black Bear Haversack Trading Post. Go to blackbearhaversack.com. Semi-precious stones, bone horn and soapstone items, abalone shells, genuine coyote and water buffalo teeth pendants, products for Civil War, medieval, and Renaissance reenactments, and so much more. For a 10% discount, mention SICW number 7 when you place your order. It's blackbearhaversack.com for top quality at reduced prices.
Farm music and fun. The place to party is Pop's nightclub and concert venue in Sojay. From Bruno Mars of the first U.S. tour of Nickelback to Flogging Molly or the Insane Clown Posse, 30 years of memories pack Pop's concert venue with more made at every new show. And there's a party at Pop's nightclub every night, a melting pot of friends enjoy the best in dance, rock, pop, and top 40 music until 5:30 a.m. Plus add a full game room. Check out all the action at popsrocks.com. Then and now, the place to party is Pop's in Sojay.
Let Custom Truck Upholstery give your vehicle a facelift. Visit us on 707 North 20th Street in East St. Louis, Illinois. Custom Truck Upholstery merges old world craftsmanship and attention to detail with the latest in modern technology to make your car, truck, boat, or motorcycle look like new. Call Custom Truck Upholstery at 618-875-9850.
It's Gary Jackson against Mallaki Matthews, and Mallaki is arguing with the fans at ringside. And Gary Jackson issues a warning to Mallaki. Stop picking on my fans. And Mallaki says, I'll do whatever I want. Gary Jackson. Night Train Gary Jackson. He picked up that nickname from King Kong Brody, as we've mentioned many times. Gary Jackson's been around the block a few times. As they say in the business, he has salt on him. He's a tough cookie. He knows what to do. He knows how to get a victory. He knows how to win, and that's what counts. Mallaki Matthews may find out. He's heard about Gary Jackson's reputation. Now we'll see if he can do anything about it, since he knows about it. Mallaki dives in between the ropes. He says, Gary pulled the hair. Keith Smith Jr., the referee, says, did you pull the hair? Gary said, I didn't pull the hair. Not that Gary wouldn't pull the hair. He would if it meant victory. Gary's made that very clear. Sometimes you have to cheat to win. Gary Jackson, one of many, lined up for a crack at Ken Casa and the Classic Wrestling title. And certainly nobody could argue if Gary got that chance. He deserves it. He's earned it. And at this point in his career, it might be really the crowning glory. Gary's won just about every title there is to win in the Midwest. You name it, he's won it. Mallaki Matthews is trying to upset him. I think he's trying to throw Gary Jackson off stride. I hate to tell him the bad news. Nothing's going to throw Gary Jackson off stride. He's seen it all, been there, done it all himself. But Mallaki can try. Knee lift into the stomach of Gary Jackson. Bounces him off the ropes. Hip toss. Oh no, Gary reverses that hip toss. A little shuffle, arm drag by Gary Jackson. A second arm drag by Gary Jackson on Mallaki, and Mallaki says, whoa, wait a minute, I didn't know he could do this stuff. I didn't know he was this good. I didn't know he was this quick. Yeah, that's right. Gary Jackson lures you into it, and all of a sudden you find out you're flying around that ring. The guy's got a hold of your arm, and you have two choices. You can go along with where he's throwing you, or you can fight it and find out that your shoulder's been dislocated. It happens. And I've heard that said about many a seasoned veteran wrestler. They know how to hurt someone when they want to, and they know how to get people to move in the direction they want them to move. And Mallaki Matthews just found that out from Gary Jackson. He's had the nickname of Gorgeous Gary Jackson. He's been around. They say he's from Las Vegas. They say he's from St. Louis, but we, of course, know. His mom worked at Ruggieri's restaurant in St. Louis. Tried and true, grew up on wrestling at the Chase when he was a kid. Gary twists into the hammerlock on Mallaki. Mallaki reaches for the ropes, throws an elbow into the jaw, another one into the chin. He catches Gary, moves underneath, nice move. Twists onto an arm bar. Pulling that wrist, turning that too. Nice move by Mallaki. Putting pressure on the wrist, bending back, turning forward. More pressure now into the elbow of Gary Jackson. Gary saying, ooh, that hurts, but now he's patient. He reaches inside, pulls the hands apart, and now he has the arm bar, arm twist combination. Gary is as strong as a bull. Take a look at how he's built. You know how much he works out. When he grabs your wrist, it hurts. When he squeezes, you know it. Must have bounced his elbow off the arm of Mallaki, and he does. Bangs his elbow off the inside of the elbow of Mallaki where it hurts more. Mallaki says, oh no, I don't need too many of those. Gary Jackson again driving his elbow home on the arm of Mallaki Matthews. Underneath Gary ducks, nice backdrop, hangs onto the arm, and now has a more conventional arm bar on Mallaki. Mallaki been slowed down. He's not quite as cocky now with Gary Jackson. He found out for himself the reputation is true. This guy can go. Gary pushes Mallaki back into the corner. The referee calls for a clean break. Gary doesn't quite trust Mallaki. Whoop, he makes a little move at Mallaki though, and Mallaki moved out of the way. Mallaki charges into the ring with an elbow to the chin. And now he begins punching on Gary Jackson, the referee, yelling at Mallaki Matthews as Mallaki throws the rule book away and was throwing some punches. Now knee lifts into the stomach. Arm whip reversed, and Malachi's the one who hits the corner, but then gets his boot up to protect himself, and a clothesline takes Gary down. Mallaki Matthews, good youngster. We've heard a lot of things about him. Scrappy, a real fighter, a brawler, willing to do what it takes to win and to learn. And he's learning every time out. And of course, that's what this business lives on. The young blood, the people that come into it, they learn this business. They have the desire, they have the passion, they have the hunger. And I guess we're going to find out about Mallaki. Doesn't mean you win every time out, especially at the start. But that's how you learn and you get better and better. Gary Jackson can tell you that. I mean, he spent a lot of time. When I began working for the World Wrestling Federation, Gary was working for them too. We brought him in, and he was on television. He got pounded a lot of times by a lot of people, but he started getting better and better and better, and pretty soon he could hold his own with just about anybody. And he proved it at different times all over the Midwest, all over the South. He wrestled everywhere. He was down in Texas, he was in Tennessee, he was in Kansas City. Gary Jackson with an elbow smash right there to Mallaki Matthews. He covers Mallaki. The funny thing is, guys like Gary Jackson, if the young guys would take a moment to sit down and say, hey, give me the benefit of your experience. Let me talk a little bit. Oh, Gary misses a drop kick. Mallaki points to his brain, and he's right. He held onto that top rope, and he outsmarted Gary Jackson right there, and Gary missed a drop kick. The point I was making, though, is that a lot of the young guys could learn from listening to the veterans, the people who've been around, who've seen both the good and the bad of professional wrestling, the people like Gary Jackson. Gary's so dangerous inside that ring because all it takes is a count of 3. And Gary knows a lot of ways to get that count, and he also knows a lot of ways to get a submission. Gary Jackson whipped to the ropes. Mallaki with a drop kick, and Gary Jackson says 2 can play that game. He held onto the top rope, and then, ooh, a nasty left jab, a stinging left jab to Mallaki Matthews, and the right cross puts Mallaki Matthews down. Gary Jackson on the attack. Gary, snap suplex, boom, down goes Mallaki. That one really hurt. Covered by Gary. Mallaki at 2, slides out from underneath Gary Jackson. He's a little bit the worse for wear, though, right now. Mallaki whipped to the ropes. No, he reverses the whip. Back body drop on Gary Jackson by Mallaki Matthews. Smart move, going right for the pin. You never know. Give it a try. When the man is down on his back, go for it. Gary Jackson would say himself, it's the way to do it. Mallaki wades in with a punch, says, no, it wasn't a punch. Yes, it was. Arm whipping into the ropes. Oh, big mistake. Don't try it twice. Gary says, I can take care of that with a reverse neck breaker. Says, here we come. He winds up that elbow. Elbow drop into the top of the sternum by Gary Jackson. He grabs the legs. He sees the opening. He's thinking Texas cloverleaf. Mallaki was stunned. In that very moment, the thing that's going to cost him. If he gets to the ropes, he might save himself. If not, Mallaki has to tap the Texas cloverleaf by Gary Jackson. Exactly what we mentioned. He saw an opening. He took advantage of the opening. And he put on the Texas cloverleaf for the win.
From the World Series champion Tigers in '45 to the Gateway Grizzlies to the '03 State Tournament Belleville East Lancers. A tradition in baseball and an even longer tradition in fine furniture and service. Miller Furniture, 1004 East Main in Belleville.
The sensational new book by Larry Matisick is on sale now. The 50 Greatest Professional Wrestlers of All Time, The Definitive Shoot. Who was the best and why? Who's not on the list and why not? It's a fun read with tales of the greatest and those who were close. Get the inside stories about pro wrestling. Remember, Larry's other books, Wrestling at the Chase, Brody, and Drawing Heat the Hard Way, are available too. And get the hot bestseller now, The 50 Greatest Professional Wrestlers of All Time. This is the one that every wrestling fan needs.
Did Ricky Cruz explain his position clearly? Of course, he certainly made a point when he clashed with popular Chaz Wesson March 22nd in East Carondelet. A lot of people are boiling about that match and what Cruz did. Considering Ricky and other issues going on, promoter Herb Simmons has his hands full putting together a slam-bang lineup for April 26th in East Carondelet. News about April 26th, plus classic title holder Iron Man Ken Casa versus Jake Durden next week on SICW Wrestling Explosion.